Hello, thank you for joining me for lesson 21 of our daily study through Sefer HaMitzvos. We've been going, spending a lot more time recently on some fewer mitzvahs, and it's been nice to kind of just breathe a little bit and be able to talk about some of these mitzvahs in a little bit more depth, or to come up with some some additional thoughts about them, perhaps to help us connect to some of these mitzvahs. So today we're going to finish up on positive mitzvah number 10, and we're going to start talking about positive mitzvah number 5, which we'll be talking about, I believe, for 5 days. So it's a big one. All right. So we're finishing up talking about the Shema, and we mentioned what the Shema is yesterday, and now I was just thinking I would give a little bit of a devotional thought, maybe a kavana, an intention you can have when saying the Shema. This is something that I do, and it goes like this. The Mittler Rebbe of Chabad, Rabbi Dov of Lubavitch, is who I take a lot of inspiration from regarding the Shema, because he wrote a lot about it. And he says, when we say Shema Yisrael, obviously we should be thinking about ourselves, and then we get to these three names of God, and what we should be thinking when we're saying them, or one opinion is that we should say uh, that the Hashem that we read about in the Torah, that we know through Revelation, that He is the same as the God of creation. So Hashem Elokeinu, so the Lord our God, that this God that you might be able to just come to through just through intuiting and logic of thinking. There must be a first cause, somebody who an entity that set the planets in motion, etc. That there's a God who is setting laws and boundaries, etc., for nature. That God, the God that we know, is that God. So Hashem Elokeinu, the Lord our God, and then it says Hashem again. This is like, again, the true essence of Hashem. So like uh, the Hashem, in even a deeper understanding of who Hashem is one, echad. So like this all these understandings of Hashem, the Hashem that we have a covenant with, the Hashem that promises and fulfills, is the God of nature, and that He is this Hashem that is all there is, that He's echad, meaning that we talked earlier, the oneness of Hashem, that really He's the only true existence, that He surrounds all things and penetrates all things, that He's within all things. It's not the God that some people have. God forbid, the God that's somewhere out there. We believe that Hashem is here, Hashem is there, Hashem is truly everywhere. You can't go anywhere where Hashem is not present. He's omnipresent. And so we believe in, if you were looking for a word, it's called panentheism, which means that he's above and surrounding and in all things. That really it's his word and his consistent thought, which is his love that enables us to continue existing um, at every single moment. If Hashem didn't love us, we would not only cease existing, but we would cease to have ever existed. So that's one idea of Echad, and then the one, that Hashem is one. But another thought, when you're saying Echad, the Aleph is sounds like the word Aluf, which means chief, um, and uh, that he's the chief of what? Chait and Dalet. So we're breaking it down by letter. Chait, meaning that's the Hebrew number 8. And so we think about the 7 heavens and the earth. So 7 heavens and the earth. So he's the chief of all of the worlds, the 7 heavens, all the way down to our world, and that the Dalet tells us that he's God in all the 4 corners of the world, in all the directions. So the 7 heavens and our earth is like the vertices up and down, and then the vertices going out in the 4 directions. So really what that is saying is that God is everywhere, and he is the chief of all creation. Everything that is ruled by him. And so this is what we say during Echad. So when you're saying Echad, you wanna tie the Aleph and the Chet together. So we say Ech. We don't say Eich. We don't say Echad. We tie it together. It's one word, of course. So Echad, and we draw out the Chet, as long as it takes us to think about the 7 heavens and the earth, and then we draw out the Dalet, so that we can um, fully conceptualize the idea that he's the God. He's chief in all of the 4 directions. So we say Echad, and we draw out the Dalet. And we also want to enunciate the Dalet, to make sure that we're saying Echad rather than saying something else. Because literally, if we say it slightly differently, and we say it incorrectly, it could mean something else. Literally, it can mean another. Like, the Hear, O Israel, the Lord your God, the Lord is, God forbid, another God, meaning there could be another one. No, he's only the one God. There's only one God, and so Echad. So make sure you enunciate uh, the Dalit. One other thought, before I finish up, is if you look in the scroll, or you look in a publication that is including, like the Chumash tends to include different sizes of the letters, you'll notice that the Ain in Shema is big, and the Dalit, the last letter of Echad, is big. And if you read those uh, two letters together, they spell aid, which means witness. And that's what we're doing when we're saying the Shema. We are we're giving testimony that the Lord our God, the Lord is one. And so we should have the intention that we are being a witness to Hashem's unity, and that He is the chief of all creation. That He's in charge. So those are some thoughts on the Shema. Now we'll move on to the next mitzvah. So that was positive mitzvah number 10. And now we're moving on to positive mitzvah number 5. And like I said, I believe we spent 5 days on this. And so that is this mitzvah. See if you can figure out what it is from this verse. Exodus 23:25 says, "And you shall serve the Lord your God." Exodus 23:25. So how do we serve? This is understood to mean that we are commanded to pray. That we're commanded to pray to Hashem, and that's what is known as the service of the heart. Which we express in particular with our mouth. Remember, we want to always create in a spiritual, little bit of a spiritual idea here, but that goes all the way back to the sages. We create, so to speak, a soul for our mitzvahs through our intention, through our the thoughts of our heart, and then we give it, uh, in a sense, a body by bringing it out into the world. We birth it into the world, and prayers we release into the world through our lips. And if you think, I can just pray in my heart, I don't need to say things out loud. Remember and think about the power of speech. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. The tongue is like a two-edged sword, etc. You know all these verses that I'm sure you know by heart regarding the power of the tongue. And Hashem, He spoke the world into existence through 10 words. So, um, you know, if Hashem put His words out into the world, He gave His speech into the world through the letters and words, and through His name ultimately. Then when we speak words of prayer and holiness um, back to Hashem, we are elevating those things that He put into the world. We're elevating those things back to Him. We're making speech holy, just like we offer up tithes of our crops, etc. And we make we make it holy. We offer up, we offer to. We're going to talk about a lot of these things, but we offer a portion of our bread to the priesthood, etc. Our dough. We're offering up a a portion of our speech to Hashem, and hopefully, all the rest of our words throughout the day should also be words of holiness and truth and purity. Um, but we bring a a we bring what's the word I'm looking for? We bring holiness into the world, and we elevate our those words and letters of the words that we speak in prayer, we elevate them back up to Hashem and we give them back to Him as a gift. All right. Thank you so much for joining me today. We're going to have to find 5 more days worth of, or is it 4 more days worth of, I believe it's 5, of things to say about prayer. I'm sure we can figure something out, but feel free to send me comments, questions, and you can definitely help me out, and we can learn together about prayer. All right. It's Shabbat is coming upon us soon. So have a good Shabbos. Thank you so much for learning with me. And God willing, we'll be back after Shabbat to learn more about prayer. Have a great day in every way.